I'm Killy, this is DNBTV, and I've just caught myself a Fox Stevenson. Bro, how was that set for you? Because for me, that was insane, bro.
Thank you, man. Honestly, I had so much fun. I often like I'll play a set and be like kind of in my head like, oh, what's gonna work here? But it doesn't happen super often, but it happened tonight where I was just putting stuff down. I was like, I just want to play this. This is fun. I'm having a great time. So yeah, that was probably one of the highlights for me so far this year.
Bro, we could see it. It was fucking nuts, mate. Every time he dropped a tune, the whole crowd was going crazy. The front barrier, I thought it was coming down at one point.
Yeah, man. The front row crew are always really sick because I'm lucky to have quite a good core of people who are going to come to a Fox show and know like all the words to my stuff. I mean, that's why I play so many originals. I honestly think that people should play more originals because, you know, the big guys are going to play their tunes anyway. Like play your stuff. Like show what you're about because, you know, we've all heard certain tracks a billion times in one rave. Like that shouldn't be contentious. Maybe it is, but yeah, like play your stuff. Like
Not at all, bro. I fucking love that, mate. Yeah. Play a full set of your own tunes, some dubs. Show what you're about.
exactly. Like, you know, I mean, there's obviously like a line here for like people who are tastemakers, of course, people who are plugged into the scene and like, check this out. You haven't heard this, but I don't know. I count myself more of a musician than a DJ, and I really want to play my stuff and like get it out there and do that thing. And I think that's yeah, that's what I was kind of doing, I guess.
Mate, you can tell. You can tell that you're not like a digital DJ, but a musician, right? You can see it in the music, right? And I've heard you're doing a live set soon in Prague.
Yeah, no, so we like just before Corona we had like the live set tours. We had a couple of them and they were really good. And like just now because of, you know, it's been a little slow to start back up with everything. We're getting back to doing the live tour, and for me that's where I kind of want to get my music scene most because I do all my vocals. I think that there's something quite special that happens when the person who sang the song is the person singing the song on stage in front of you. There's like a conduit kind of thing that happens, and that's what it feels like when we do the live thing. So we're doing like all over Europe in November, and I'm hyped. Like, yeah.
So how did you find your band members?
One of them is like a friend I've had since like 2010, Buster. He's actually a really sick, like, I don't know if he'd appreciate me genreing him, but he's a drum and bass producer for sure, and he makes like sort of techie jump up, like slightly neuro but really weird and quirky stuff. He's called Konkai. He'll come through, I'm sure.
Get him to send me some tunes, mate.
I will. And also Pat, who was the drummer in Funeral for a Friend and Moan Step, and we met through we met in LA like through because for a while I was on a dubstep label called Disciple over in America. Still am actually technically. And yeah, I met him through that, and we ended up just like getting some jam sessions together, and it's sick. It's a good little tight 3-piece, and it's really fun to tour, and we get none of us we're all really different people, so we kind of cover all bases on how things go. It's sick. It's great being in a van, like falling asleep, waking up at the venue, sound check, play, food, sleep. Sick. It's sick.
So what's better, DJ life or band life?
Oh, I think life, like taking the life word seriously. I think band life is better because you've got your crew and you're going around. Like that's why you see so many DJs with entourages because it's nice having your cohort, but it's definitely easier DJing. Like, and that's not like because there are people who do way more than I do when it comes to DJing. But you know, you can show up with some USBs. It's chilling. We have to go sound check, set everything up. Something might break. Someone might like lose a really important part of things, and it's like, fuck, where can we get this in this city? Like, it's fun. But that's it. It's fun because of that because it's like kind of chaotic
and so much more satisfying than, you know, plugging USB in. A lot of people can do it, right? And a lot of people can do it well, but as a band, it's so much harder, and you got much more of a music influence rather than like someone who makes their tunes on their laptop.
Yeah, and that's absolutely not like a value statement at all. It's like it's the challenges that come with those things. Like production is still an incredible vast universe of discovery and finding the things that make your brain go, oh, that's good, and everything like that. Yeah, it's in my personal opinion, there is still a sort of unexplored space between those two things where you're where you're where you're a producer who's proficient enough to service being something more than a dance musician. We're starting to see it with certain acts, especially like some in pop music even. But I do think there's like a post, and I hate to use the term, but like a post EDM movement of people who are very production savvy. They liked dance music. They like singer-songwriters, and because production's getting easier because of all the information out there, we're going to have some people who are going to be really good producers and really plugged in writers. And I'm really excited for that generation of things to happen. And I'm wondering exactly what form it's going to take. What influences are they going to have? Are they going to even give a shit about drum and bass? Are they going to, or like, because there's that whole TikTok thing of breakcore coming through, and yeah, it's a chaotic time for that stuff.
And 4 to the floor, right? Like that's hitting hard. Like you dropped quite a bit in your set, and the crowd's going fucking mental, mate. Like,
yeah, it's the 4 on the floor thing is, it kind of addresses an issue I haven't had with drum and bass for ages, but I felt that audiences have had with drum and bass for ages, is that broken beat, like it's syncopated, and it's quite hard for the average music listener who isn't like, you know, that a lot of people don't have rhythm, which is crazy to think, because if you listen to drum and bass, you probably have a decent amount of like rhythmic understanding at least. But when you've got something that's just like that, it's not hard. It's not hard to follow. And I don't know. There's also, most of the 4 on the floor tunes use that sort of shock factor of having that really noisy thing, and then it just sucks into very small. Yeah, the switch up effect. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I wonder what the 4 on the floor thing means for drum and bass, I guess, on a grand scale, because eventually it comes to a breaking point. I've seen some people play sets where every 1 in 4 tunes was 4 on the floor, and it stopped working.
well, yeah, because it doesn't have the shock factor. It's like, you know, foghorns.
Yeah.
Andy C was dropping like Limited the Elephant, and it had that massive impact on the dance floor. And then everyone started dropping foghorns, and now a whole set of foghorns doesn't really have the same impact.
Yeah, moderation is the key. But I don't know. I think a lot of things about any kind of genre of dance music, not just drum and bass, like you do get those moments or those sounds that show up, and then people don't, they just kind of hone in on them, and then you get people who are entirely that sound, and then it dies because people have had it done to death. You lose the moderation in those things, and the reason that those things were good in the first place. Yeah,
It's I think people like to have that variety, and that's what you brought in your set earlier, and you can see it. Like, you have a drum bass drop, then you had some EDM drops, and they hit hard, mate. And I didn't really personally like that. And then, but the vibe was so good. I was there like, yes, have it.
it's everything in its right place. Thank you, though. I'm a genuine like large width lover of all dance music and music in general. And I do think that everything does have its place. And I've personally always really been like quite a big fan of house music, and I do think that house is just the best palate cleanser for drum and bass. I do, like, because no hate on dubstep, but dubstep still is gonna hit that sort of aggression place. But house is always gonna have that kind of like sort of thing going on, you know? Like, okay, vibing, and then you can go back in.
So who's like your influence at the moment in house? Who do you really like at the moment from the house scene?
Salute, and Sammy Virgie.
Reggie, yeah. Oh man, I haven't had him on one of my shows in years, to be fair. So out of the band members, who's the messiest?
Oh no, probably Buster, and then me. Pat's a clean guy. Pat's
You
second is me. Yeah.
You like a party, yeah?
No, oh, messy like that way. We're pretty clean, man. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm pretty clean. Yeah, we're all pretty clean. Like Pat needs Diet Coke. Pat really needs Diet Coke, but like, yeah, no, we keep it pretty moderate. We're chilled. Like we'd rather just kind of get to the end of the night and watch some YouTube videos and just sort of like, you know, couch. Yeah.
Yeah. When you start getting to our age, man, I don't know how old you are, but when you get to my age, the hangovers last days. So I try to stay away from it. However, tonight we've got a special shot for you
Okay.
if you'd like it.
Let's get it. Yeah.
It's called
Oh, there it is.
Lugovichka,
Okay.
and before you do it, you have to pronounce it.
What is it? How's it pronounced?
Slivovice.
Slivovice.
Slivovica. Smash it.
Dziękuję. It's not that bad.
Hey, get him another. Get him another. Thank you, bro. That's great.
Yeah, thank you, dude. Appreciate it.